What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal? Bills to get you whacked. What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? We're sure what's happening in TNN Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cracking the same here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledge, though. You're not gonna get nobody's knowledge, though, big dog. Tap in with that. Tap in and make sure you are, in fact, tapped in with that good tap in. You already know the deal, man. It's Rich Trapper tapping in TNN Trap News Network. And we finna slide over here to my man, Young and Hefe. Don't care about nothing but what the check say, as he's finna drop some crazy information. Big Crazy D from A-Tray Gangsters. For those of y'all who don't know, Big Crazy D has been mentioned in a lot of street novels, like the Monster Cody book. He was actually mentioned as one of his homies and all that kind of stuff. One of the OG members of the A-Tray Gangster Crips in the city of Los Angeles, assuming Young and Hefe, one of his reliable big homies. We finna get into this Kantiana, man. He's dropping the paperwork on Big U, so we ain't even finna do too much about this one. We finna let Young and Hefe take the floor. Take it away, Young and Hefe. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Rolling 60s. I ran across a segment yesterday from Brother Eddie Boy, you know what I'm saying, from out the 60s, you know what I'm saying, that has transitioned to Muslim. So, Big Crazy D, second generation A-Tray, Big U, third generation Rolling 60. Both impactful names. Big Crazy D, I want to say, if I serve myself correct, he went down, like late 80s, early 90s. He also, had a big, very controversial case. I'm not going to get in it on this channel, but it is something that's on the internet. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you can go look up, put the name in. If you want to go see what's happening, and furthermore, follow up the legend or the person. You know what I'm saying? However, I don't know what generation Eddie Boy is, but I'm assuming Eddie Boy probably third generation as well, probably Big U generation. So
I think I could be wrong, but I think Eddie Boy is the tail end of that generation.
But people got to understand, even before these beefs and all this stuff transpired and went on, that dudes did have relationships with these communities. These communities is right next door to each other. And even after the relationship soured and it was going up, you know what I'm saying, the bloodiest war, you know what I'm saying, probably fought ever as far as gang culture. A lot of dudes still was senseful, and a lot of dudes that still had friends before the beef had started, we're still dealing with them people. And it be them occasions, you know what I'm saying, when you in jail, regardless of what's going on, you meet like-minded individuals. You might meet a dude that's with the business. Y'all get down, and after that, it's respect. That's how things go. So I say that to say, Eddie Boy, you know what I'm saying, says that he been having a relationship with Big Crazy D or whatever, so Big Crazy D called in to him and told him he has the paperwork coming on Big U. Y'all remember months ago, 600 came out and went on one and started dropping all type of names, you know what I'm saying, about his community that was
600 started reinsuring the fact that he'll never be able to come around.
Supposed to be snitches, and Big U's name was one of them. And I want to say this was before the indictment. This is before Big U went down the indictment. And a lot of people was looking and pointing my way and wondering if I gave 600 some paperwork or put 600 up to that or whatever, and it had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with me at all. You know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with me at all. But this how I be feeling about these situations. I'm not gonna speak too much in them situations because them situations is before my time. But on a worldly and a personal level, like the truth is the truth, facts is the facts. They always like to throw this notion out there, or this saying, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it, type situations.
And that is true. A lot of things are put into positive and negative context based off delivery.
So I just feel like we all know, if you know, or was privy to the information of Big U being poisoned, Big U was still allowed in or forced himself upon his community. And it's been paperwork for a long time. So Eddie Boy basically had a segment a few weeks ago, basically like, hey, one thing about it, he was debunking what Gumby had said, that Big U was not in jail, a fully committed Muslim under the name Hannibal.
Yeah, Eddie Boy was under the notion that Big U wasn't Crip affiliated at all. I'm not Eddie Boy, excuse me. Gumby was under the notion that Big U wasn't Crip affiliated at all within the penitentiary system, but was more so hanging out with the Muslims.
He was Muslim, but he was with the Crips. And I want to say that a situation I don't know of, so I can't really speak of, but the cousin Carrie and Big U situation, I want to say that came like, wasn't that like some jail stuff? So it's just like crazy. And I've seen this in the feds with dudes straddling the fence. But Gumby doubled back down again on Wack and Adam and said when he met him in the 90s, it wasn't no Crip nothing. He was on Muslim time. He don't have to lie. It is what it is. I'm not here to debunk that. That's their business. But what I do want to say is, it be a lot of information the second, first, and third generation homies be having, bro. On dude.
Yeah, they know because they was actually there. Now, we come into being of a younger generation, that's just with anything in life, not even just with games. But we come into it as a younger generation in life, not really fully educated on the totality of what's been going on in the generations prior to us. And of course, how could we, because we weren't there. But we're forced to believe just the word of mouth of a lot of different situations of a lot of guys who may or may not have been what they present themselves to be to the generation underneath them. Because somebody said the other day, a lot of dudes right now are on the streets pressing a line to these young dudes, and they're able to press a line to these young dudes because all the real G's and all the real soldiers of their generations are either since expired or, you know, within incarceration. So it leaves these dudes who never really did anything to tell these war stories of other men or the days of yesteryears to these young kids. And these young kids think that these niggas is joints when in fact they're not, because all the joints is, like I said, either dead or in jail. But, you know, there's that.
Knowing dudes are bad, and dudes be still out here moving, you know, amongst the community, and that's poison in itself. That's not honorable at all. Like, and that's what I be saying. Like, that's why I do me, right? As long as I know I'm standing to it, I'm standing on integrity, because I've been behind the walls. You know, I've had a chance to pay attention to what's going on and see the dynamics and see how the dynamics are unbalanced, and it is people that's bigger than the program. This is a situation right here, because ain't no way, if it's paperwork on him, he should have been allowed to do anything he was doing and moving how he was doing. It's, man, look, it's killers everywhere, dude. It's hard man everywhere, and I can't just believe no one dude in a whole area, arguably one of the biggest gangs, was just scared of this one dude. So it makes you wonder, and it makes you wonder at the timing that these things can't come out. I don't know if this is the first time that this came out. I don't know if this came out before and nothing ever happened. Like, the 60s never pushed play on him or anything like that. So maybe, you know, D was just like, all right, man, forget it. It is what it is. You know I got the paperwork in my repertoire. Or, you know, maybe he told other reputable members that he thought would push play or hold him to the standard, and it never happened. But I'm just saying, you know, Big U is down in jail now, and now that he's in jail, all these things is coming out. You feel me? The paperwork, the Muslim thing.
Yes. So it's kind of crazy to wonder, like, what are the motives behind all these new sudden bursts of information, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the intention? What do you want to happen now that wasn't able to happen prior to when he was on the streets walking around?
You know, that's arguably, but like I said, man, we gonna get into what Eddie Boy was saying. They already know, man, it's the hef weight and the hef effect. We gonna commentate.
Assalamu alaikum, people. One of my buddies tapped in yesterday, man. You know, I always talk about him, and even though he was on the other side of the tracks, on the enemy side, you know, I look out for him. You know, that's my buddy. and we talking about Big Crazy D. And he had a lot to say, you know, and it blows me away how his mentality has got better, like mentally better, you know, than the last time I talked to him. And it was good hearing from that brother. You know, it's always good hearing from the brothers, man, regardless they on the other side or not, because like I said, we all form some type of relationships inside that penitentiary, where it's to the point where, you know, it's all good. And I was talking to him and we were just reminiscing on certain things. He validates certain things that, you know, I already know about. And inshallah, God willing, I'm going to reveal that shit, you know. And I don't care who like it or not, man, but it's like this, bro. When you moving out through this land and through this earth, when you supposed to be a gang member or a criminal or something like that, you have to...
Eddie Boy looks like a domestic terrorist. For sure looks like a domestic terrorist. This nigga looks like he's up to some nefarious activities.
You got to show a certain type of energy. You know, you got to be tough. You got to be ruthless. You got to be everything to the left. And then when you get caught up, you got to prove to the judge that you're not like that. You know, you're not ruthless. You're not tough. You're not a menace to society. So it's always
the irony in that, isn't it?
It's a lose-lose situation when you're dealing with that particular type of atmosphere and that particular type of community. It's always a lose-lose situation. You know, and we was touching on, like, he was telling me on how, like, 80% of the individuals inside the penitentiary now, they all on drugs, bro. He was saying that a lot of brothers that want to run cars are booty bandits. But we all know that, man. You know, it's like, in regards of what section you from, they all got booty bandits, bro. And he said, man, it's incredible on how brothers be having these high-powered names out here in the streets. But when they go up in there, it's like, they don't be like that, bro. They not built like that, you know. And I found that out a long time ago, you know, when I did time, you know. I seen a lot of brothers, man, that had these reputations, you know, and they really wasn't like that, man, because they was hiding behind the group of individuals, meaning their section. You know, they had respect and love over there, but when you catch them dudes by themselves, they a whole different individual, bro. You know, and I understand that, and it's...
So basically saying niggas only tough with their homies. Got it.
Nothing wrong with that. You can just be yourself. And a lot of times, a lot of us don't try to be ourselves, bro. A lot of us try to be tough. A lot of us try to be on some bullshit and stuff like that. And then again, man, he got some good news. You know, he might be able to get out, man, because there was a bunch of, you know, corruptness in his case. You know, dealing with corrupted police, and they, you know, them dudes, some of the police officers in jail, man. And alhamdulillah that the brother get out. Inshallah, he get out. You know, and all of them get out. You know, him and all his little crimies, and my little brother. You know, dudes be talking about, oh man, you gonna open up the case? Dude, the case been open. As for FYI for you brothers that don't know what's going on, for little Eddie Boy, his case been back open, bro.
That's Young Guy Hefe. They don't got YouTube Premium. I got YouTube Premium. Look, that's Young Guy Hefe. It ain't me.
Dudes be talking about, oh man, you gonna open up the case? Dude, the case been open. As FYI for you brothers that don't know what's going on, for little Eddie Boy, his case been back open, bro.
So that's Young Guy Hefe. That's forcing y'all to watch a Nautica commercial, not me.
To help the brother, man, but y'all didn't want to help him, so I'm gonna let the people do.
Shout out to Nautica though. That was a great brand.
What they do, you know, I'm gonna let the enemy.
Boats in the chat if you remember Nautica.
That
sailboats.
You're scared of, you know, the gang members, the enemy. You know who your enemy is: the law enforcement, the government, the FBI, and all that type of stuff. I'm gonna let them handle y'all. You know, because when you try to step to your own community or your own X section and stuff like that, they don't want to help. So, hey, man, you know, you deal with it how you deal with it. I don't care. You know, you can deal with that. Like I said, I'm not shackled by your policies. I don't give a shit about your political politics. I don't care about none of that stuff. Only thing I care about is my brother getting free, and that's just what that is, though. And on another note, man, we were finding out, it's like information coming down the pipeline. It's, you know, it's a lot of informants over there, bro, that was up under Big U. And it's crazy on how everything is starting to, you know, unfold. And it's like, it's a lot of you brothers, man, that's over there. Y'all been dealing with these individuals, bro. And it ain't no telling, you know, how many of you guys are finna get caught up. Ain't no telling how many of you guys are gonna get, you know, be a part of that superseding indictment. It's a lot of individuals been compromised, bro. And y'all still dealing with them right to this day. I know for a fact that one of them guys, he's still over there, for sure. So you know the paperwork is, you know, it's come, you know, in a few days. Today is the 11th. You got 2 more days, like Wednesday. The motion of discovery and all that type of stuff gonna take place, and you know they have to give up all this information, and you're gonna see who's telling. The only ones you probably is not gonna really, you know, who's really telling is the CIs that's real deep undercover. You know, that don't have nothing
like the whack 100s, like the officer whack 100s,
to do with the case, but they still give out third and second hand information.
All right, so Eddie said a lot of profound things, you know what I'm saying? We about to dive off into all that, you feel me? First and foremost, this is what I like to say, because this is at the front of my mind, right? We get caught up in blaming things on generations, right? So I just posted something yesterday that a lot of people are acting tough in the weakest times. Like, this is the weakest times. Like, from my time to time back, times were harder and harder and harder. These are the easiest times as far as that there's no code ethic like that. There's a lot of renegades. There's no structure, so there's no foundation.
Oh yeah, the Renegade is at an all-time high where people just feel like, well, I can just do whatever, I can feel however, I can act however. There's nothing really that I have to do to be held in any type of accountability or any type of just standards of being just a real man or being a real individual. You feel me? People are just in a space where they feel like the flu, flammery, and the skullduggery and the larceny is actually acceptable, and it's really not.
So dudes are running around doing whatever or which way, and dudes are adapting the ways of other communities that's far out, you know what I'm saying, of your region, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's through music, whether, you know what I'm saying, it's being televised, you feel me? Everything is being mixed up, and dudes are adapting other dudes' culture, using other dudes' slangs, using other dudes' terms. That's the new generation this way. Now, this is what I want to say. Somebody dropped the ball in every generation, whether it was the first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation.
Every generation has its failures. Every generation has its winners. That is very true.
Somebody was poisonous in all these generations. It's somebody that's told, that was still kept around and pushing lines on people that told after him, but because this person pressed the line, or this person pressed that pistol, didn't nobody hold him to the standard. A dude was playing a lot of games. Like, okay, he told, but because he really wasn't nothing over here, it was a poo butt, we gonna get him up out of here. But he told, but he's holding up to the standard. Everything he's did is sleep been clean. With gangsterism, he been holding it. We've been using him how we wanted to use him. He been doing it up. But he just...
Politics are never fair. And if you ever think that these politics don't come with favoritism, you are, my friend, in one word, insane. No DW Flame.
It's told. I've seen these things overlooked, and that did not just start happening with my generation, the generation after me, or the generation after them. This type of stuff been going on. I can speak about a lot of stuff, as I'm sure a lot of people that can speak on, that's not on this internet. But that's not what I'm here to do, and that's not what I'm doing, unless it's something that I've been through and pertain to me, something that I put work in on. If I want to speak on that, I can speak on that, you know what I'm saying? And more than likely, if I do, it's something that I went on in jail or something I've been caught for, you feel me? But
now I got a head face saying no admissions to any new crimes.
Yeah, man, a lot of dudes want to sit here. I just, like, with the social media stuff, it helped evolve. The more bullshit, like, in life, everything got pros and cons, bro. Everything has pros and cons. But yeah, we can go back to every generation of people dropping the ball or not holding the standard or getting their hands held by their childhood friends. So with all this baggage that happened from the beginning of time, it's getting heavier and heavier and heavier with more poison and fent that's being hidden and ain't being placed out there or not being removed. So after so much time of holding all this weight and all this baggage, what you think it's going to do? It's going to burst and it's going to start falling out. And you know who's going to get blamed on? It's going to get blamed on the people that's doing it right here and now. That's usually how it goes. But back to this situation. So in my mind, I'm thinking he's saying that Big Crazy D is coming with some paperwork on Big U. Is it Big U telling on Crazy D, or you know what the situation is, man? Like, and this type of stuff be crazy. And you know what pisses me off about this type of situation? Because just like Eddie Boy saying, he was trying to tell his homies that dude was telling. It's other people over there telling right now. People working with the folks that got this Olympics coming. They're trying to lock people up, run down on people. You know what I'm saying? Gang members and stuff like that. I can understand a person, you know, who would put the information out there and nothing happened, you know, it'll make them kind of like throw their hands up. And then now you got a lot of people that's like, hey, man, you know, if you out here is your situation, or, you know, he told on you, so you got to do something. But, like, even if that person don't do nothing, is it still cool to allow the person that did it around?
Here's the thing about street politics. They're always to the favor of the person who is the most beneficial. They're always to the favor of the person who is most beneficial. So if you are looked at to be able to be a benefactor or to be a help or to be anything that could further this situation, you're good. Period, point blank. The moment you are no longer useful, you are useless.
Like, man, yeah, it's a cold, crazy game out here, man, on everything, bro. And that's why I move the way I move, bro. Like, I'm not going to enslave myself into the laws of no man out here, bro, because dudes not living like that. The dudes I know that's living like that without no agreement, man, it's a mutual respect until this respected. But, you know, we gotta keep it real out here of what's going on, man. And Eddie Boy, Big U, these dudes are people that are before my time and our time, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I be wanting to point out, like, man, this type of stuff been going on, man. And dudes get mad at stuff, at each other and have their own political views. You know how much slander I heard on dudes?
Oh yeah, it's all propaganda when it comes to people not liking each other in inner city neighborhoods, for sure. From my hood to your hood, from LA to Las Vegas to Detroit, from Maine to Spain, it's propaganda.
To call you, other dudes to call you, hey, who? Oh yeah, he ain't nothing. Blah, 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 this and that. Like, a lot of these dudes got skeletons in their closet. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes be having skeletons in their closet, and dudes and other dudes be saying something bad about them, man. So I just see the way the puppet master play, man. I just see, man, and you know, don't allow yourself, man, to get played, man. Don't allow yourself to get played if it don't feel right. If you're going to stand on business, stand on business. Don't stand on nobody else's business. Don't play no games. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, if it's fentanyl poison, don't make it secrecy, man. You gotta let the poison air out. Like, if some poison in your body, they trying to get to that cancer, they got to cut that out, you know what I'm saying, before it spread, you know what I'm saying? Poison with...
All right, man, we up out of to the next one. Y'all know the deal. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. Show some love and get some like, comment, subscribe to Young and Hefe. We up out of to the next one. Free having the tweets free. We go.
Niggas jealous. Baby, keep it secret. Shit, die before she tell it. Shit, die before she tell it. Gotta keep my eyes open.
A couple bands on your heels will probably change the way you walk. Conversations in the bank will probably change the way you talk. I'ma always be right here and I will never leave you lonely. You can rest all of your fears cause I always got it on me. They took me from you once. You showed you was a rock. Speak on my demise, but the devil is a lie. Six blood sin and we only getting higher. See the love in your heart, but your eyes full of fire. See, I used to wonder about you, but I know now. It's Gucci bags when we land, how it go now. Real shit, a real bitch, and make you slow down. I beat it up and take a break and go some more rounds, and then we go some more rounds. It's gonna always be some rain, so the roads got umbrellas. I'm stressing with the homies in the town with them fellas. Gonna always take them pictures, I'll tell as a dealer, then I finished at the dealer. I could put you on the beach in the middle of the winter. You and Nina sister wives, cause the shit can get tricky. Niggas frontin' like a trailer, turn that bitch into Matilda. Stepping on these niggas and I came into a feet first. 12 when these Balenci's and these bitches make my feet hurt. Rich nigga problems every day, I live a movie. You could fight in H&M or you could ball with me alone. She asked for a hoodie, so I let her wear the Gucci. Next day when she left, I ain't tripping, she kept the Gucci. It tastes like food, I even had to lick my fingers. And that pussy so good, I had to save me some for later. Diamonds on your neck, see them dancing on your haters. And they talk from the bottom, but you up, you can't hear them. You taking all the pictures, I tell you when to post it. Pistol on me and I'm focused, you ain't tripping, you a hold it. Cause you know them niggas jealous.
Yeah, you know them niggas jealous.
Yeah, I know them niggas jealous. But baby, keep a secret, she'll die before she tell it. I went and got a bag by myself, they call me selfish. Gotta keep my eyes open, cause I know them niggas jealous.
Jealous.
Yeah, I know them niggas jealous. But baby, keep a secret, she'll die before she tell it.